Which weight of wool cloth is best for a great kilt and why? 11 ounce, 13 ounce, 16 ounce, tweed?
Andrew was just in the store the
Your
other
thoughts?
day.
Isn't that what the kids do now? I don't know.
I don't know.
No idea what you're talking about.
You guys don't have.
Only Rocky and the youths would know.
Yes, indeed. You're not hip. Like us.
More of a hippie.
Yeah, fair.
A long hair.
Damn kids. And their rock and roll music and hula hoops.
Get off my lawn.
The average hair length on this show is a lot longer than usual.
That's fair. Anything over 0. So, what was the question again now?
Which weight of wool cloth is best for a great kilt and why?
Right. So I would say it really depends on the use case. If you're going to be wearing it indoors or outdoors, how you're going to actually be using it. I'm not a personal great kilt wearer, but if I was, that is probably the case where I would do a lighter weight. I would do 11 ounce or 13, but I would go in there. I probably wouldn't do 16. Now, if I'm out bushcrafting and I want to use it to actually reenact, for lack of a better term, going out there, using it as a sleeping blanket, using it as a cover, using it as a cloak and that kind of thing out in the elements, then, and like for overnight type missions.
Especially time of year when it's cool.
Yeah. Then I would say 16 ounce, but for summer wear, for Ren Fair, just day wear kind of thing where it's going to be hot, 11 ounce.
Yeah. I don't think there's one distinctly correct answer here.
Yeah.
For sure. Opinions vary. It depends on your use, depends on, your preferences. I tend to run hot, so I'm amenable to the argument that you should have a lighter weight material, but I also do come into it with a little bit of a tailored kilt bias. So I'm a little bit more of a great kilt wearer than you are. I almost wore one on the show today, and then got lazy this morning. But I have a 16-ounce one. It is not a lot of material relative for great kilts because I run hot. I like my 13-ounce better.
You certainly do run hot, Ian.
Thanks, Rocky. I wear my 13-ounce one more often because it is more comfortable to wear, even though it is a little bit more material. For some reason, I can't bring myself to want to get an 11-ounce one. I think it's my tailored kilt bias. I don't think it's based on anything. Because I know multiple guys who wear great kilts on the regular. They post in some of the kilt groups online on the regular, and they insist 11-ounce is the best. I know one guy who will even say, if I can get lighter, I will on occasion. It's pretty rare to find much lighter, but
here you're gonna sit on the Freudian couch here for a minute.
Uh-oh.
What's on your mind?
My hat.
I'm gonna delve deep into your psyche. I'm guessing, the reason you have this bias you need to overcome something to do with your mother, but the actually going into it, I think it's because you started off with 13 and 16 ounce kilts, and you figured that, well, I'm going to wear a great kilt, so it's going to get the cloth, and if I don't like it, I can always make a regular tailored kilt out of it. And if you go 11 ounce, you won't be happy with the tailored kilt out of it. Maybe.
I think it's just that I'm so biased to making things out of 13 and 16 ounce, and then in advising our customers, I'm always saying, no, you don't want the 11 ounce 5-yard kilt that you think you do. So when I got into great kilting relatively recently, just a little over a year ago, despite being a kilt wearer for getting closer to 20 years than I want to admit, it's hard to break that thought process, and I don't think I'm going to want to turn one of my great kilts into a tailored kilt. I think I know what, it's a low enough risk for me. I'm not paying retail price for cloth for one thing. And the first time I put on a great kilt last August, when I first went, I think I could do this a little bit more often, it wasn't my own piece.
Okay.
It was technically a piece that was intended to be made into a kilt for you. Okay. And it was too hot, and it was 5 yards, and it was tartan tweed. But I had a piece for myself that I had planned to make into a tailored kilt that was 4 yards, a little bit less, and I've just been wearing it as a great kilt ever since.
Okay.
And I'd worn that enough times that by the time I got my Pacific Northwest piece in 5 yards, I knew what I wanted and I knew what I was going to do with it.
Okay.
So, could I do an 11-ounce one? I suppose.
Would you do PV? Because it's closer to 11 ounce, 11 and a half, 12 ounce kind of thing.
I don't know if I would. And I can't give you a good reason why.
Okay.
I don't know. I like wool as over PVs. I'm a little bit of a wool snob.
Yeah. So what we're saying is Ian's a snob.
Yeah. I think we've done this bit before, actually.
We didn't do the Freud bit though.
If there was a really exciting tartan that was available in PV and not in wool, I could see. And if for some reason I felt like it would make a better Great Kilt than a tailored kilt, I could do it.
Okay.
But right now, there's just a lot fewer PV tarts than there are wool ones.
Yeah, I don't think I would have an issue with 11 ounce. I'm fine suggesting 11 ounce. I think, frankly, it'll work better and cooler, and it has a little bit softer drape to it.
I should want that more.
Yeah, especially for a Great Kilt. Like I wouldn't want 16 ounce for a Great Kilt, especially if I'm wearing it like up over the shoulder because it's too stiff compared to, because you're not ironing it in.
Yeah.
It's just you want it to drape and be more natural and flowy. So I would 100% say I would probably, if I were to ever do a Great Kilt, I would probably start with 11 ounce.
Fair enough.
I would probably start there and then work my way up if I got a second one.
And if I were to try an 11 ounce Great Kilt, I probably wouldn't hate it. I'd probably find it just fine. I just haven't brought myself to even attempt it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me know in the comments. We should do a poll. Can we do a poll live? I don't know. We should do a poll. If we can do a poll, do a poll. Should Ian get an 11 ounce Great Kilt?
And if so, what tartan?
If so, what tartan? No, you can only do one thing in a poll. Yes or no?
Make a comment.
All right, fine. Yes, comment. Do things.
I mean, I've got to have something to ignore.
That's fair. So you've heard our opinion on it. What I want to know is, what weight of tartan would you wear for a Great Kilt? Let me know in the comments. Would you do 11, 13, or 16 ounce? Also, if you're in the market for a Great Kilt, you're in luck. I have the best freaking kilt website ever. Shh, it's a secret. USAKilts.com. Head over there. There's thousands of different tartans for you to pick from.